Hey cruisers, I'm Sherry with Cruise Tips TV and we are just back from our cruise. It actually feels like forever since I've been sitting in this chair. We only missed 1 week of doing this vlog, but it really feels like a month. It was really strange to sit down and do all of this again, but I'm really excited to be back. We had a wonderful trip and I want to thank everybody for following along on our vlogs. By the time this is produced, you probably will have seen all 4 days of our vlog from this cruise and hope you enjoyed it. It was very uncomfortable for me to turn that camera around and try something different. I'm used to this studio environment and it took a lot of getting used to, but you all encouraged me to do this before the cruise, and the comments that we are getting now in response are so nice and so encouraging, and it really makes me want to do it again on our next cruise. So thank you so much for your support. And speaking of support, I wanted to give you a report back on our No Weight Gain Cruise Challenge. If you saw that little episode before we went on our cruise, you may see that I challenged myself to not gain weight on this 4-night cruise. I had no idea if it was going to be easy, impossible, or how it was going to turn out. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you the punchline first. I actually lost 1.4 pounds. I was a little bit surprised, but here's what I think happened. On a 4-night cruise, you don't have a whole lot of time to relax. It really wasn't until the last sea day that I actually found myself chilling out, laying around and relaxing. But I looked at the math, and I'm looking at my notes here. I looked at my Garmin where I tracked my steps, and I actually walked 24 miles in 4 days. I thought that I wasn't walking a lot because I had set a goal to walk 20,000 steps per day, and I wasn't really making that goal. I was maybe getting somewhere between 13 and 19,000, but when I looked at that a while later, I realized what happened. I didn't deprive myself at all. I did make somewhat better food choices than maybe I normally would. Like I'd mentioned on that episode, I skipped things like pasta and I didn't eat a whole lot of bread, but I ordered fried calamari on the first night and I had a couple of bites of desserts every night, and we definitely were not hungry the entire time. So that was an awesome experiment. Now, let's see if I can do this on a 10-night cruise, because that's when you really start to mellow out and go to afternoon tea and order room service and things like that. But I'm gonna try it again because I was really encouraged by the results. So thank you all so much for your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. I had so many people tell me what they thought I should do. Taking the stairs, limiting portions, lots of greens on the plate. I mean, I had dozens of suggestions from all of you. So thank you so much. I loved reading them and I loved hearing your success stories. About your weight loss on cruises too. And I also thought it was really funny. Some people just wrote comments that say, hey, look, I am gonna gain weight on a cruise and I don't care. And I thought that was awesome. So thank you for your honesty. That is what we love about doing this. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things we've been hearing from all of you on. Remember our theme cruise episode where we talked about some fun theme cruise ideas for the next few years? Well, you all shared some awesome ideas with us for theme cruises that are coming up. So I'm going to share our subscribers' theme cruise ideas with all of you right now. The first one is Roger Nestor's suggestion. This is awesome, you guys. Norwegian Pearl is doing a NASCAR themed cruise January 29th of next year. That sounds fun. I did not know about that. Another one of our subscribers, Right Ideas with Susan, said that she went on a Christian cruise and went to Alaska with inspirationcruises.com. So we're gonna go ahead and put that up on the screen here because she's got a great YouTube video that you can watch if you'd like to learn a little bit more about her experience. And then we have my personal favorite, Hufflebeth, said that the Backstreet Boys do a cruise every year and that the 12-year-old in her wants to go. Amen. I'm with you, Hufflebeth. Juliet Delta Oscar said that there's still some vacancies for the Turner Classic Movie Cruise, and that one's on Disney Fantasy. That sounds like fun too. Janice Brockmeyer over on Facebook said that she wanted to let us know about an inaugural country cooking cruise. Who knew? That one sails May 21st, 2017 on board Oasis of the Seas. And they're gonna have some awesome guests, including the next Food Network star, a guy named Eddie Jackson, who won one of the Food Network programs. And you can learn more about that one at southernsailings.com. I thought that was awesome. Thank you all so much for sharing all of these theme cruises with me. If I missed the theme cruise that you suggested, would you please let me know in the comments so that I can get to it next week? I so appreciate it. Hopefully I got everybody. We also have 2 viewer tips this week. These are really good ones and I wanted to share them with you. Hubba's Girl 21 made a really, really important point about sharing with us that hand sanitizer does not kill all types of bacteria, including a really, really dangerous bacteria called C. diff. You've probably heard of it. That's a shortened version. I think it's called C. difficile. And she wants to remind us, you need to wash your hands on a cruise. Don't rely on the hand sanitizer. We had a great conversation about it, and I could not agree more. We need to remember that good old-fashioned hot water and soap is important. So thank you for that, Hubbas Girl. Second tip today is from ARC5942. This is such a good packing tip. I know I have never mentioned this one in any of my packing videos before, and that is to pack sunburn relief. This subscriber got a bad sunburn and paid 12 bucks in the gift shop for sunburn relief. So pack some aloe gel, whatever it is that you need. I totally wish I would have done this on my last cruise. My back got really burned one day and it was uncomfortable and I didn't think about it. So thank you for that tip. Now let's get on to the Q&A. This week we have some really fun questions that we'd like to answer from all of you. First, and I'm sorry that it's taken us a few weeks to get to these because we were on a cruise last week, so there's been a delay. I'm sorry. Cinty168 asks, what can a 17-year-old do for fun on the Carnival of Fascination? First of all, I'm jealous because I looked at the itinerary and the ports that you're going to, if I'm not mistaken, this ship goes to the Southern Caribbean and the ports look amazing. And this is on my dream list. You're gonna enjoy the ports. Go to the beach everywhere you go, and that alone is going to make your trip. Carnival of Fascination is an older ship, nothing bad about that, but just, there's maybe a few less amenities. You will enjoy waterworks on that ship. I noticed that they do have that. I would recommend you go to a sail away party to get the party started and get in the mood. You'll probably make some friends there in your age group. Hit the pools and the hot tubs once you make your new friends, and explore the ship. I always recommend to people, no matter what your age is, that you explore the ship and go on a photo safari, take pictures so you can brag when you get home. Hope that helps. If you need any more tips, let us know. Jade Ivy went on an Alaskan cruise earlier this year and said that her husband wants advice on future scenic cruises. So the thing they liked about Alaska was that you had lots and lots of ports, right? So they want a port-intensive or scenic cruise again and want some suggestions. I'd love to hear from all of you in the comments below, but here are mine. Canada, New England, JIV is an awesome scenic cruise. Lots and lots of stops, and you go through some beautiful river areas that are stunning. Some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my life. Second thing, totally different from a New England cruise, a Southern Caribbean cruise. Southern Caribbean cruises are very port intensive. You're gonna have a very different experience because it's warm, beachy weather, but that would be awesome, and that's something I definitely wanna do. And lastly, maybe you and your husband would enjoy a river cruise. Now, river cruises are all about the ports. They're not so much about the ships. The ships are very small, you're going to meet a ton of new people, and it's going to be 100% about those ports. So I hope those suggestions helped. Bishy960 wants to know about prepaid gratuities. We get a lot of questions about tipping from people in Australia because, as many of you know, in Australia it is not customary to tip. So Bishy, I want you to refer to the cruise line contract, because I'm not sure if the cruise lines have removed the tipping procedure in Australia yet. I've heard that they're going to be working that into the cruise fare, but if it is still customary to tip, I do support prepaid gratuities. That was your question about prepaid gratuities. I don't do prepaid gratuities. I let them charge my account at the end of the cruise. But then in addition to that, I generally give an extra $20 to my room steward on day one. And that is because I know how hard they work, I know how little they get paid, and that's just the way it is in the cruise industry. They're relying on our tips. And I also want them to work hard for me. I want them to bring me extra ice when I need it, towels. I want them to empty my mini fridge. Sometimes we'll do the same thing on the last night in the dining room. We'll give them $20 extra or something like that. That's generally how I tip. If that wasn't clear enough, leave me a note and I will definitely walk you through this. Last question today is from Mike Swiersick. Mike, I hope I didn't slaughter your last name. I'm sorry. Wants me to speak about going through customs, is taking his first cruise in November on Holland America to Mexico. Mike, I'm assuming that you are sailing from the United States, returning to the United States. If that is the case, customs is a breeze. The night before your cruise, a customs declaration form will be left on your bed. You will fill that out. When you walk off the ship, you will simply go through customs. It is quicker in most cases than airport customs, and it is so painless. Just to give you an example, on my last cruise, from leaving my stateroom to the time I was in my car, so the entire process of going through customs after visiting Mexico was about 15 minutes, and that is carrying my own luggage, going through a parking garage, and going through customs. So if you're sailing from San Pedro or Long Beach, which I think you probably are, it's gonna be painless. Longest line I've ever waited in was 30 minutes. I hope that helps you. All right, so I'm talking really fast today. Sorry, everybody. I felt like I had so much to say after our cruise. We're so excited. And speaking of that, what we'd love to do is dedicate a future vlog, maybe our next vlog, to questions that you have for us about the Carnival Imagination cruise that we just completed. So please leave any questions you have. It could be about dining, it could be about staterooms, it could be about the bars on board, the refurbished areas on board, anything you want to know about Carnival, or even the ports of Ensenada and Catalina. Please ask away, and if we have enough questions, we will devote a whole vlog to it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's great to be back. It's great to be here with all of you. Hope you're enjoying those vlogs. Be sure to watch them if you haven't already. They're a lot of fun, but be nice to me. It was a different experience for us. And until next time, we'll see you on the high seas. Bye.
Hey, click me to subscribe.
Oh, and by the way, I want you guys to know that I did the entire vlog production process by myself. I filmed everything, I edited everything using iMovie, and I even posted them to YouTube. Now, this is not something I normally do. My husband is the tech god in our house, so this was a big deal for me. I had to learn iMovie, and I had to really focus on this process, but I had so much fun, and I really loved it. So if you notice that they're a little bit more rough, that's because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I had fun doing it. Bye.